Why does the whole world care about the dollar? Have you ever noticed that currencies all over the world are compared to the US dollar? Indian Rupee, British Pound, Japanese Yen, Australian Dollar. But why? Why does the whole world care so much about one currency? And the answer is actually pretty interesting. Think about this. Countries buy things from each other. Businesses work with companies in other countries. People travel, invest, and trade across borders. But there's one small problem. Everyone uses different money. India uses rupees. America uses dollars. Europe uses euros. Japan uses yen. So when countries do business, how do they decide what that money is worth against each other? This is where the dollar becomes important. The US dollar is used very widely around the world for international trade and business. So you can think of the dollar like a common language for money. That's why when people want to understand how one currency is doing compared with another, they often look at it against the dollar. But here's where it gets really interesting. But why the dollar? After World War II, the United States had a very strong economy, and the dollar became important in international trade. In 1944, countries came together and agreed to make the US dollar the main currency used to connect their currencies. And once lots of countries were already using dollars, it became easier for everyone else to use them too. The more it was used, the more useful it became. Take something almost every country needs: oil. Countries around the world buy oil internationally, and international oil prices are usually given in dollars. Imagine oil costs $80. If $1 equals 80 units of another currency, that's 6,400 units of that currency. But if $1 becomes 90 units, the same $80 now costs 7,200 units. The oil didn't become more expensive. The amount of local currency needed to buy those dollars changed. And that's one reason the dollar matters so much. So here's the answer. We don't compare currencies to the dollar because the dollar is better. We do it because the dollar is one of the world's most widely used currencies. It connects countries, businesses, and international trade. So that little number you see, $1 equals X in your currency, is actually telling you how your currency compares with one of the world's most important currencies. So next time you hear people talking about the dollar getting stronger, don't just think the dollar became expensive. Now you know why everyone pays attention to it. And remember, you know it. But do you know why? This is simply curious. Subscribe, and let's discover the why behind the things we see every day.